A short drive north of the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa, lies the small town of Sululta. It's an agricultural place where the main industry is dairy farming. The grazing land here is some of the best in Ethiopia. What brought Transworld Sport to this part of East Africa was the chance to find out more about a sport that's been played on these plains for centuries. The sport in question is Yegena Chewata, or Gena for short. It's regarded as the oldest traditional game in Ethiopia and is similar to field hockey. 54-year-old Tasfai Belachow is one of the leading authorities on Gena.
Firstly, what inspired me to become involved with this traditional game is my desire to preserve an important part of our cultural heritage. Secondly, in arranging Gena matches, I'm helping to connect and bring together various communities that normally wouldn't interact with one another. I've been all over the country organising games, and I've even staged a really big one in Addis Ababa that lots of people came to see. I love this game, and I want to do as much as I can to keep it alive. It's part of who we are. We have to remember our traditions and preserve them for the next generation. That's what drives me.
Regarding the origins of the game, there are different legends. Some say that when local shepherds heard the news of the birth of Christ, they rejoiced and started playing the game with their crooks. Another myth has a slightly different take. It states that the three kings who visited the newborn Christ were returning home and came across a man who denied the significance of the birth. Disappointed, they beheaded him and played with his head. Gena is a physical game, not for the faint-hearted.
Gena matches can be bruising encounters, so you need to be tough. There's always the possibility of getting hit by the ball. You can lose your teeth or get a black eye. We're aware of all of this, but we still play and enjoy ourselves.
The wooden ball is made from the hard roots of a tree. It's designed with colourful patterns to make it easier to see during play.
Okay, so this here is a typical Gena stick. It's wooden and can be made from different types of trees, but mostly it's made from a eucalyptus tree. This area here where you hit the ball is slightly thicker than the rest of the stick. You have to be careful that it isn't too thick, because then it would be like a club and could really cause serious harm to players if you accidentally hit them with it instead of the ball. The whole length of the stick is around 1 meter. Anything longer or shorter isn't much good in this game. We see the stick as our tool for the playing field, and it must fit in with the rules and regulations of the game. As I said, if the stick is too small, a player will hurt their hands. And if it's too long, that causes problems also. You can lose your balance and fall over. So that's the Gena stick.
A Gena team is comprised of 10 players and matches are split into two 30-minute halves.
A good Gena player is both strong and skillful. You have to be able to cope with the physical nature of the game, and you also need good stick handling abilities. It seems that there are always areas of your game that you can work on to improve. It's not an easy game.
The pitch on which matches take place is roughly 100 metres by 110 metres, and often players have to take special care to avoid the cattle that graze on the land.
It's a really big pitch that we play on, and sometimes it's impossible to move the cattle away. So that's another hazard to be aware of when playing this game. The size of the field means that players can get tired fairly quickly. So, you have to be very fit. But we Ethiopians have great levels of stamina and endurance. Quite often, it's not the most skillful team who wins, but the fittest team. I've seen that happen many, many times.
In this encounter, the Eastern Lions were taking on the Western Tigers. The captain of the Tigers is Zaudi Kebede.
The games between us are always very competitive, and there's always a risk of injury. People get hit in the face and lose teeth, and we don't have any health insurance to cover us. But no one goes out to deliberately hurt an opponent. The rough and tumble is just part and parcel of the game.
Thankfully, there are no such injury concerns in this match, in which the Lions take the lead. The match is played in a good spirit throughout, and eventually it's the Lions who emerge as 2-1 victors. It's been a good day for Lions captain Meles Kebede.
I'm always happy to finish on the winning side. We had a good game today and played well. Out on the pitch, things were firm but fair. And I'm just looking forward to the next game now.
After the match, Tasfai Belachau shares a meal with the captains. All three men continue to play a key role in preserving this sport in Ethiopia.
Ghana will always be around, so long as there are people like us. And when we retire, we'll encourage the youngsters to take it up and continue the tradition. It's a sport that makes people happy.
Subscribe now to our YouTube channel for the very best of Trans World Sports.